Greetings and good morning. Let's see, what day is it? So I stopped here on day 16 and I took a 0 on 17 and 18. So today is day 19 and I am entering the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. And to get in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, you have to have a permit. And so here's my permit, and I leave half of my permit here in this box. And I keep the other half with me, because there will probably be a ridge runner or somebody that checks me along the way. All right, my goal is to get to Russell Field Shelter. That's a 13-mile hike. I'm getting a little bit of a late start on the day, but I think I can catch it.
It was my fault.
It was our fault. It was a good trip down back.
It was. I love you.
Love you. All right, I just said goodbye to my trail angel, Miss Tie-Dye. I think you probably got part of that in that video clip. It's always difficult to say goodbye. But I'll see you again on the other side of the Smokies, probably around Max Patch or Hot Springs. So, won't be too long till I see her again. So I took a double 0. I'm glad I did. My legs were kind of tired and feeling a little sore, and so I needed some rest and refuel, and I got it all. Good night's sleep, so I'm back on trail ready to go. I think I can do the Smokies in 5 days, but in case I'm wrong, I got 6 days worth of food to get me over to I-40. So that's my plan. 5 days to get to I-40, and I got a 6th day of food just in case something happens in an extra day. My goal today is a 13-mile hike to, I forgot the name of it. Was it Russell Field? Anyway, the second shelter up the hill. And I'm getting a late start. It's 10 o'clock, so I'm not 100% sure I can make it, but I guess it'll depend on the type of trail I've got in front of me. So we'll see. Oh, I should say, because I'm carrying 6 days worth of food, my pack is definitely heavier. I weighed it this morning and it was 33 pounds and about 10 ounces. So it's definitely heavier than I've been carrying, but I guess not too bad considering it's winter and I got 6 days worth of food. So feel pretty good about that. Although this is a long climb to be carrying a weighted backpack. Still enjoying the beautiful view of Fontana Lake. So as I've climbed, I'm starting to encounter more and more snow and some ice. Still got a long way to go. But I'm starting to wonder, am I finally going to get to use my spikes? We'll see. Shuckstack fire tower. Oh dear, it's creaking. I guess I'll still go up there and take a look. From the top of the fire tower. Well, that climb was more than just a little bit scary. I think that's where I'm headed, up there somewhere. Great view of Fontana Lake and the dam. Wow. I'm glad I did it. I climbed to the top of Shuckstack fire tower. And I'd do it again, but those things make me so nervous. Especially the steps climbing up. All I can think about is one trip and boom, game's over. But the views up there were really spectacular. So, a couple thoughts. I kind of think of that first section from Springer to Fontana Lake. Man, Georgia and North Carolina were tough. It was a lot tougher than I was expecting to realize. And I thought I was jumping on trail in pretty good shape. Of course, you could always be in better shape, but I thought I was in pretty good shape. But it was tough. And I really needed the 00 to heal some of my muscles and tendons and legs and whatnot. Nothing all that unusual happened on the 2-0 days. Got to spend a lot of time with family and Miss Tie-Dye, and of course I got to eat some pizza with my granddaughter, which is always special. I was carrying 3 carabiners and I only needed 1, so I got rid of 2 carabiners. I got rid of some socks that I wasn't using, and my new Ingenci socks that I ordered arrived, so I grabbed one of those. So I got a replacement for the ones I'm wearing. Decided I've had enough. Let's see, what else have I? That's pretty much the only real gear change. I did decide to bring an extra pair of underwear. Oh, and I got a bunch of earplugs to share with some of these shelters in case all of a sudden I decide to snore. It was a good trip home. Really enjoyed it. More than once, as I was laying in bed thinking, gosh, I'm in this nice, warm, comfortable bed, lying here beside Miss Tie-Dye. Do I really want to go back out on the trail in the cold and the damp and the wet and the far away from everybody? Here I am. I'm trying to make the second shelter. Not sure if I will or not. I might run out of time, but I'm trying to. Depends on, I guess, the trail conditions. The snow is definitely slowing me down. Because that sets up a shot for me to get to Double Spring Shelter, which is the closest shelter to Kauai. And I'd like to maybe think about trying to catch a sunrise there. We'll see. I've seen sunrise there before, and it is spectacular. It might be nice to get it on my hike. Of course, if it's raining or it's very cloudy, there's no point in it. But I want to be in a position to where if I think it's going to be available, I can go catch the sunrise. Sorry, I wasn't very clear about that. It'd be catching the sunrise on day 21. Today's day 19. Tomorrow would be a 16-mile day. And then it'd be 2.5 miles then on day 21 in the dark to try to catch that sunrise. Anyway, thinking about it. We'll see if it happens. The higher up I go, the more snow I get. Alright, this is Molly's Ridge Shelter. The first one. It's 3 o'clock. The next shelter is in 3 miles. So I think I've got plenty of time to get there. And my legs are feeling pretty good, so gonna mosey on to the next shelter. So in the Smokies, or in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, you have to stay in a shelter. You can't tent unless for some reason the shelter's full. So, you know, if I don't get to set up my tent, that usually takes some time. And then there's bear box or bear cables at all these shelters, so I don't have to worry about doing a bear hang. So I try to get into camp at least an hour before the sun goes down, so I have time to get everything done. But if I don't have to do those things, maybe an hour's not, maybe I don't need an hour. And well, it's 3 o'clock and I got 3 miles to go. I got a pretty good climb here in a few minutes, but I should be able to get to the next shelter before 5. Hopefully, cross my fingers. It's 3 miles. Oh, let's see if I can. All right, I think my hiking day is over. I've made it to Russell Field Shelter. I'll be home for the evening. Go see what my situation is. I can hear people in there. All right, let me close out day 19. It was a 13-mile day from the parking lot there right at the entrance to the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, where you submit your permit. And I said goodbye to Miss Tie-Dye. And the climb along the way would involve the Shuckstack fire tower, and the views up there were just spectacular. And then the last couple miles were very slick and wet, and I was sliding everywhere, going up and down the hills, but I made it to Russell Field Shelter. It's mile 181. Take care. Good night.